So, we're going to pull back the curtain on some really powerful psychological tools. These are the kind of hidden techniques that leaders, negotiators, and influencers use to shape your decisions, a lot of times without you even realizing it. Let's dive in. Seriously, just think about that for a second. What if you had the ability to understand what someone's feeling, what they're thinking, and kind of guide their choices? We're talking about your boss, a friend, even a complete stranger. And look, this isn't magic, it's just pure psychology.
Okay, but before we get any further, I gotta give you a necessary warning. The information we're about to cover, it's powerful. It's really meant for understanding yourself and others, for self-awareness, not for manipulation. So please, use this knowledge responsibly.
All right, let's kick things off with our countdown at number 5. This one is called the revenge trap. It's this clever form of reverse psychology that plays on a simple, fundamental truth about all of us. We are just so drawn to what's forbidden.
Think about it like this. If I tell you, whatever you do right now, do not think of a pink elephant, what's the very first thing that pops into your head? Yep, exactly. That impulse to defy restrictions, that's the core of the revenge trap. You're not forcing someone to do something, you're just steering their own defiance in the direction you want them to go. So here's how it plays out in the real world. Instead of a direct request, which they could easily just say no to, you challenge them. You challenge their ability. You say, never mind, but what they hear is you can't do it. Right then, their ego takes over, and suddenly they're not just willing, they are determined to prove you wrong. See? You never asked, you just set the trap.
Coming in at number 4 is a classic, the illusion of choice. See, true power isn't about forcing someone to say yes or no. It's about designing the questions so that every single answer is the one you wanted in the first place. Look at the first question here. It gives them an easy way out, no. But the second question, it completely reframes the whole situation. The decision is no longer if we go out, it's where we go out. The outcome you wanted, going out, is already baked right into the options. This is this idea of controlled freedom. People really don't want to feel like they're being pushed around. They want to feel like their choice matters. So by giving them options where all roads lead to where you want to go, you satisfy their need to feel in control, all while securing your goal. They feel like they're the one driving, but you're the one who already programmed the GPS.
And trust me, this is not just some small-time trick. It is used everywhere. Politicians use it to frame debates. Major brands offer you deals like buy one, get one free. You feel like you're getting this amazing deal, but their real goal was just to get you to buy something in the first place.
Okay, halfway there. At number 3, we have the guilt trap. Now we're shifting gears a little bit, moving from controlling the options to controlling the emotions themselves. Guilt is one of the most powerful human emotions, and if you leverage it correctly, it can influence someone way more effectively than just telling them what to do. Just listen to the difference here. An accusation like, "You never make time for me." That immediately puts someone on the defensive. But a subtle little statement like, "It's okay, I understand. If I were important, you'd probably make time." Well, that's not an attack, is it? It's a statement about how things seem, and it forces them to trigger their own internal guilt. And that's the genius of it. You're not telling them they're a bad person. You're just holding up an emotional mirror, and in it, they see their own actions reflected back at them. The discomfort they feel, it comes from inside, and it compels them to fix the situation, to make it right, all on their own. And now for our runner-up, trick number 2, the emotional hijack. This technique is built on a fundamental principle of psychology. Most of our big decisions are not driven by cold, hard logic. Nope, they're driven by a rush of emotion.
I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? You can lay out all the facts, present a flawless argument, but what really sticks with people days later is the feeling you left them with. Was it fear, excitement, pride, anger? That's what they'll remember. This is when the emotional part of the brain literally hijacks the rational part. When you're in a state of intense feeling, your ability to think long-term, to be logical, it just shrinks. Politicians do this all the time. They appeal to your pride or your fear to sway votes and completely bypass any logical debate. If you can control the emotion, you control the decision. And here we are, number 1. And as we've moved up the list, you'll notice the tools have gotten more subtle and, honestly, a lot more potent. And this one is probably the most underestimated tool of influence there is: the power of silence. You know, I think a lot of us can relate to this. Loud anger, yelling, you can kind of tune it out. It just becomes noise. But silence, man, silence is heavy. A quiet, disappointed look is so much more intimidating because it forces you to confront what you did without any other distractions. And that's the psychology behind why it's so powerful. Nature hates a vacuum, and so does the human mind, especially in a tense situation. When you go quiet, you force the other person's mind to start working overtime, filling that silence with their own worst fears, their insecurities, and their guilt. Just think about any high-stakes meeting or any intense argument you've seen. There's a lot of noise, right? A lot of people talking over each other. But the person with the real power is often the one who's quiet, the one who is just observing, listening, and letting everyone else show their cards. They're not reacting, they're processing, and they're controlling the room with their presence alone.
So how can you actually apply this? Well, if you need the truth from someone, try making a confident statement like, "I know everything," and then just wait. The pressure to fill that silence often makes them crack. Or if you're in an argument, instead of yelling back, just stop talking, hold their gaze. It's incredibly disarming, and it can make them start to doubt their own position. So, from the reverse psychology of the revenge trap all the way to the sheer weight of the power of silence, a really clear theme starts to emerge. The most effective influence usually isn't loud or forceful. It's quiet, it's subtle, and it works by leveraging the inner workings of the human mind itself. And that leaves us with one final and really crucial question to think about. Knowing all these techniques, where do you draw the line? Understanding psychology is a tool, but how you choose to use that tool, whether it's to persuade and connect or to control and manipulate, well, that's ultimately up to you.